What is a hill relay all about? Neil's speech this evening, 5 to 7 minutes. Confident Communication Manual, Level 4. How to say. So words and sentence structures communicate the ideas clearly, accurately and vividly. Rhetorical devices enhance and emphasise ideas, no jargon or unnecessary words, correct grammar use. So with a speech entitled What is a Hill Relay All About? Neil Campbell.
Good evening. The title of my speech is What is a Hill Really About? And some people might think it's a metaphysical tale about what is a hill really about. But it's not. It's to do with running. It is a relay race across a hill rather than a relay race. And that's just to be clear, because this is about being clear, this speech. A hill relay race is when you have different teams of runners, and you would start usually with 4 teams, a short leg, a long hill leg, a navigation leg, and possibly another short leg. So you would have 2 people on the 2 long legs and 1 person on each. So it's a team of 6 you have to get together and assemble. And then they're timed on each leg, and the race is won by the team that is quickest over the length. So it makes it quite interesting, because sometimes you have a fast runner who goes off first, but then your second team leg is slower. And I want to tell the tale of one particular hill relay race. And this was recently in Falkland. And Falkland is a historic town in Fife, where Mary Queen of Scots has been, and they have a palace and lovely old streets. And just at the back of Falkland, they have an old area where a castle was and farms. And they decided to set the start of the race there, because just above this area was the Lomond Hills. You had East Lomond, West Lomond, the Bishop, the historical John Knox pulpit, and the Devil's Burton. And these are all areas of the hill that the hill relay would go over. And it was a British relay, so there was people from all over the UK came along to race there. There was well over 100 teams. And we parked in a field, and it was interesting walking through the field and then sweeping through the woods to get to the park, and it came out like a medieval village. There was tents up and umbrellas up, and people had flags from the different clubs, and people were wandering around. It was quite a frosty morning, and there was steam rising off the ground because of the coldness of the air and the coldness on people's breath as they were walking about. But then we got ready for the start. We had to walk 10 minutes from the field to the starting field. And it was like the scene of an early battle. All of us contenders were standing around, myself with my lime and tangerine top of the Canadian Harriers, and the rest of us. But there were people standing about, and normally in a small race there's nobody there. But because it was a national relay, there was people standing with cameras, and there was noise, and it was like we were about to have a fight. And the gun went off, and we charged up the hill, across the field, and round past the woods. I was running with Doonhill Doogie, who eats hills for breakfast. He's a tremendous descender for running down a hill. So we got up, across, and past an old Roman fort encampment, across tussocky grass, and then we had to run along underneath the crags. And it was very steep. There was only a thin path, and it dropped straight off down to the side. So as we were running, you had to be careful not to miss your footing, which made it even more exciting. And then we went up through the crags. The first checkpoint, dipped the dibber in and made sure that we passed the point so you couldn't take a shortcut. And then up over the top of the West Lomond, and that was a hard climb. It took a long time to get to the top, but the view at the top was spectacular. And then the bit we'd all waited for, the descent down the side. Doogie and I, we went as fast as we could. There was a lot of people from other areas didn't know the route, and we charged down over the top of the cliff, down the crunching stones, and the stones were moving underneath us, and you could see people dodging left and right as we charged down the hill to get to the bottom. Once we got there, we started climbing up again to the top of the Bishop, and it was good. And we were getting ribbed because we were talking. They said, "Stop talking about Christmas, you're not trying hard enough." We got to the top and back down. We went over the Devil's Burden on the way back up, the hill, trying all the time to keep moving, trying to find a better line than other people, because part of hill really is to find your best route. And we got to the top, and we thought, that's great, not far to go, we can see the field at the end. And we charged down again, enjoying it, getting closer and closer to a teammate. We thought we would catch them, and Doogie's leg went. And he pulled a muscle in his leg, so he started to hobble. And the thing that I was really amazed and so proud of him is he didn't give up. He never ever gave up, because he could have quit. And we walked. I said, well, just walk. And we made a few jokes as people ran past and said, have you got a pistol? We need to put him down. But he kept going. And we got in and we beat a lot of teams, even though for the last mile or so he had to hobble in. And we passed the baton and they disappeared off the next person. And I quickly got changed, ran off, jumped in my car and went along to the Toastmasters. So I never saw the rest of the race. But there was a single short leg, went up the hill and then back down again. And then after that was quite a tricky leg they call the navigation leg, where you have to take a map in your hand and you have to say, where's the next checkpoint? It's there, and you get your compass out and you find your route. And they were done in a team of 2 people. It was really exciting, and a lot of people lost time because they couldn't find their way around the hill. And then at the end, they were a fast single leg. And we were very proud, because the team that won it, and this is a national competition, was Shettleston from Glasgow, and the team that won the ladies was Hunters Bog Trotters from Edinburgh. So for the best of Britain, it was 2 Scottish teams won. So hill really is an interesting thing, but it's a mixture of everybody working together. It's a team thing, and it's a big event, and for me it's fantastic fun. And there's one more in February, which is the Devil's Burden Relay, and we always look forward to it. So that's what a hill really is about. Thank you.